What's going on, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 50, and it's a graveyard shift, yes, sir. I have with me a co-host today. His name is Brian. He is a great friend, good friend, and boy, do we have something in store for you guys today. Not sure how many followed the Facebook page, Instagram, whatnot, but if you saw a post from me last night, I was pre-gaming with a little bit of spicy stuff, and I just wanted to know who was down to do this challenge with me. And Brian here has stepped up to the plate. All my other buddies, Lawrence, the Gundam Collector, Tim, I gotta just give you guys a hard time and just be like, shame that you guys did not want to do this with me. And Brian had to come out of the shadows and be like, I got this. But today, we will be doing a challenge of the Little Nitro World's Hottest Gummy Bear. I did not want to do this by myself. What better way to do episode 50, right, guys? So, an hour into the show, we will be doing this. And are we mentally prepared? Are we ready?
I don't know. I'm almost there.
We'll see how it goes, but we're not going to be puffing our chests out. We're not doing this for ego or bragging rights. We're having fun and strictly pure entertainment value. If we have to, we have ice cold drinks ready. We have snacks ready. If we need to, corn nuts may save the day. I don't even know if this is a spice quencher, but it's here. We have anti-acid tablets, and then my wife and then my sister-in-law, who is Brian's girlfriend, they are on standby if we need the EMTs.
I'm ready to die.
So, but no, we'll probably be okay. Me and Brian are both really seasoned to spicy things. And granted, probably not this spicy of something, but we're hoping that our bodies and our taste buds and our stomachs of iron will not let us down. And we will see, because these are 9 million Scoville units. That is 900 times hotter than a jalapeno or something like that, I think. My wife and them are messing in the background, so if you guys see that back there, it's not a ghost, so just so you guys know. But so an hour into the show, we will be cracking these open, and you guys will be able to enjoy the ride with us on that. But since Brian is here and he is my guest, I had him pick a Godzilla movie at random for this evening. And because he really isn't seasoned with anything really Godzilla or Kaiju. If anything, what have you seen?
God, I've seen the Roland Emmerich Godzilla movie. I've seen Mothra versus Godzilla.
Okay.
The
original?
Yeah, the original.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he's seen the original Mothra versus Godzilla. Okay.
It's been a while. And I saw the new Godzilla movie 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the rest of them after? Did you see like the King of the Monsters? Did you see the Kong one?
I saw the second half of Kong. I think you were playing it.
Okay.
And I happened to come in.
Okay, that's right. I think I was watching that one night when you and Ashley came over. But so he picked a movie at random, and he actually picked a really big heavy hitter. And all I can say, guys, is Brian has some good tastes because he picked Godzilla versus Biollante. So that is what we will be having on into the background. Let me go ahead and get that set up, and then I will catch up on your guys' comments. But for now, feel free to ask me questions as always. Feel free to ask Brian questions as always. We'll see what Brian does catch of this movie, just because this is for background purposes, so sometimes you may not watch the whole thing, but it's just there for effect. Blah, 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 blah. Let's turn that off, and let's just play this movie. So now to catch up on comments, and guys, we got 8 people in here, 3 likes. Thank you again. Like always, atomic blast that like button. We're going to need the support tonight. Because, again, this little nitro is not going to be nice to either of us. But we will see if we can take the heat. And we're having a live audience. Hi, Ashley. Hi. So, Zillafan85, happy 50th. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kaiju Chill O'Clock going 50 episodes strong. Bobby Reynolds, you should do the challenge while watching Godzilla vs. Destroya. That would make a lot of sense. Because Godzilla...
Breathes fire.
Well, Godzilla always breathes fire, but in
Oh.
Godzilla vs. Destroya... So Godzilla's body, at the end of the day, is kind of like a nuclear reactor.
Mm-hmm.
In Godzilla vs. Destroya, he becomes like unstable. His nuclear fission inside his body becomes unstable. So then he starts to overheat. And at the end of the movie, he melts down like a nuclear reactor. And but throughout the whole movie, Godzilla vs. Destroya, he has these orange patches on his body, and he has steam coming off because his body's overheating. And his fire goes from blue to, it's like a red spiral ray.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's why he said that. Hey, KG, thank you. Happy 50th. Halfway to 100. Almost, right? And then Bobby Reynolds says, good choice on Godzilla vs. Biollante. This here is the opening credits. This is the movie that came out previously.
Okay.
So this is basically what this is. This is what happened. This is Godzilla's destruction path.
Tokyo, yeah.
Leading up to where he is now, which they trapped him inside of a volcano. That's how they were able to stop him. Bobby Reynolds saying, hey Brian, how would you react if you watched a Godzilla movie and the other monsters were humans? So basically Godzilla versus human-sized kaiju.
Oh.
Bobby Reynolds will always throw out those left fielders that you don't expect. He is a regular.
Let me think.
Zillafan85, I love anything spicy. Wish I could do the challenge with you. Man, like I said, a lot of my other friends kind of chickened out on me, and Brian came in and saved the day. And so I can't thank you enough. Because I don't want to do something like this solo. Let's face it. Something like this would not be as fun solo. So I am glad to have somebody on this adventure with me. So Brian, thank you.
Anytime, yeah.
Brian and his family is originally from Panama, correct? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Brian, that's what I mean. He's accustomed to spicy stuff. Brian has brought back many goodies from Panama, and dude, I don't know if Amber ever told you, but that hot sauce that you guys brought back,
yeah.
Ashley gave me another bottle because I basically drank that stuff. That stuff was so good.
I can bring some next time I go, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, I will take a whole case. That stuff was so good. St. Butters, hey dude, haven't seen these in months. Gotta ask, has the collector hobby ever started feeling like a choice, or is it or a chore, or is it still fun to you? In all honesty, the way things have been, it's been a lot of fun. It hasn't been a chore. It hasn't gotten to the point to where it is a chore. Figures and everything have been kind of few and far in between. So in reality, it doesn't feel like when you pay for a figure, it doesn't feel like it's just like another bill. Goji Fan 93, who's another one of my good friends, he brought up recently that years ago when he purged his collection, he slowed down majorly because he felt like everything was just constantly coming out and it wasn't fun anymore. It felt more like just another bill. Yeah. Like when you had a pre-order figure come in, or when it was time to pay for something, everything was just too close together, and it wasn't fun because you're spending all this money, and it's like it becomes too much. But that is where also your self-control comes into play, and that I want to say I have good self-control. I don't know. You guys be the judge. You guys have seen that room countless times. Is that self-control? I don't know. Ashley, do I have self-control? I don't know. But I still highly enjoy it. And actually, before I continue on with the comments, you guys, that does bring me to one of today's topics. It's Kaiju Chill O'Clock episode 50. I've been doing this basically religiously pretty much every week now, taking appropriate breaks here and there. But I want to announce you guys that next week there is going to be no show. The week after that, no show. I am going to be taking a decent break from Kaiju Chill O'Clock. I'm not going away forever. Content's not stopping. You guys will still get figure reviews when figure reviews are needed. Figure Talk Tuesdays, those will still be coming out because those are easy for me to do. But I am feeling a little bit of that creator burnout, and especially with Kaiju Chill O'Clock. And for going as 50 episodes strong and everything, I want to say that it is time for a nice little hiatus from the show, just to give me a nice breather. I can focus on a little bit more the Tucson Kaiju Festival that I'm working on and bringing back this November. I can add a little bit more effort to that, because I do want to start cracking down on that. Work schedule is possibly going to be changing, so I'm going to have to fluctuate with that as well. So Kaiju Chill O'Clock's days are probably going to change a little bit. So kind of everything's up in the air right now, so that's why I'm saying I'm just going to take a break for a little bit until I can get all my oxygen back and then be like, okay, here's what I got to do. And like I said, that'll give me time to work on the Tucson Kaiju Festival that I have coming up. A lot of people are really hyped about it. Ashley here, are you still going to be in the works of making like chessboards and stuff like that out of resin? So Ashley here, she's going to be making some stuff to sell. Is it going to be like kaiju, and are you going to like fit monsters and stuff? Dinosaurs maybe? But she's very crafty, so she's going to be making pretty much homemade like chessboards out of like clear colored resin. Yeah, stuff epoxy, like that. Yeah. Epoxy and resin. So I'll be able to dedicate a lot more to that, getting the schedule wrapped up, all that stuff, because some stuff I have been neglecting for a little bit. Hi, dear. And so yeah, I'm just going to be taking a break from Kaiju Chill O'Clock for a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be a few weeks. I don't know if it's going to be a month. It could be a couple months. It just everything's up in the air right now. So I thank you guys. Don't worry, I'm always still going to be around. Just going to be taking a break from the show. Bobby Reynolds, I can handle a mild spice. And then Bobby Reynolds says, I know in Japanese audio of Godzilla vs. Biollante, the assassin guys said, well, kiss you while... Wait, what? The guy said, well, kiss you guys, while the dub said, thanks you guys. Interesting. I did not know that about Godzilla vs. Biollante. Les, what's up? Happy 50th. And glad to know the movie Biollante, great choice. Again, I told Brian he has very good tastes so far as picking a random Godzilla movie. Gojira851, need to recover from the spicy gummy. Yeah. Possibly, I don't know. We'll see if it puts us out of commission this evening. And then Les says, glad you're taking time off. I deserve it. You know, and again, it goes to, you know, doing this YouTube channel and making videos and stuff. It's not something that I make income off of. It's not my day job. It's strictly for fun. You know, I enjoy doing it, but it is still possible to have that creator burnout, even if you're not making anything on it. It just really depends on what there is to talk about, plus, you know, how do you keep something like this going without maybe it being like too similar week to week. You know, I kind of want to add variety, which kind of like that's what it is today. You know, we're doing the little nitro challenge here in about, let's see, it's about 14 minutes. So 46 minutes we will be consuming the world's hottest gummy bear and seeing where the night will take us. So his daughter just died. So this is where now you jump, you have a time gap, and he's kind of like in a depressive state and trying to figure out ways to, like, how can he recommunicate with his daughter. And yeah, it gets interesting after that. I told Brian the premise of Godzilla vs. Biollante, so it does have a very interesting storyline. Yeah. A really fun fact about this movie is that the story and plot was actually a contest.
Oh. Okay.
They actually had people write their own, like, we need an idea for a Godzilla movie. Write us.
Was it a Japanese contest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
And so Toho has been involved with their community for a long time. Like, of course, things aren't going to be exactly the
Mm-hmm.
way that the contests go. Of course, there's going to be twists and changes here and there. But like Jet Jaguar, he was a contest
Okay.
because they wanted like a new they wanted like a new character. So they had kids do a drawing contest.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is what this kid drew. They changed the design a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but now that kid's pretty much kind of monster is immortalized in a Godzilla movie. Godzilla versus Biollante, the whole plot was a written contest, for people submitting different storylines for a new movie. And this was 1989.
That's a pretty good way to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, better than rehashing the same thing over and over again.
Zillafan85, glad that you were able to make it. As you know, you've been on a long hiatus yourself for personal reasons. Yes, but it is good to have you back, my friend. St. Butters also, is there a collectible that you regretted buying the most? That's a very hard question because I've actually had no buyer's regret with everything I have. I'm trying to think if there's something I've ever bought that I'm just like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't think I have any buyer's regret with anything. Just because everything I've ever bought, it's something I've wanted. I just don't necessarily buy just to buy. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that's been buyer's regret for me. I don't think I've ever had that issue. Have you ever had buyer's regret, Brian?
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be pretty obscure.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I do like woodworking stuff.
Okay.
So there's definitely some tools that I thought would be better than they definitely were. Like I have more uses for them. Like one of them was like this really nice center finder. But it literally, I bought it thinking that it would work with like generic sizes.
Okay.
Like any type of rectangle, but it's literally just for square pieces. So I'm like, this is pretty useless.
Oh no.
Because if it's square, you can just measure like halfway and you get pretty close. But yeah, that's probably.
Now, I want to touch on that. Let me rewind this a little bit. Because they actually, I want to get your opinion on this. So now, of course, this is in Japan.
Uh-huh.
They made a memorial lounge from Godzilla's like attack. Now, what do you think about that? Like, there's just this wreckage of a building, and it has Godzilla's footprint through the side, and you can go there and have coffee and
to all the people that died. But you know, the rich people will do what
and
they
have
do.
Godzilla Memorial Lounge, the year and everything. I think that would be really pretty cool if they were to recreate that and add something like that
cool.
to like, because there is a Godzilla hotel in
Tokyo?
Shinjuku.
Okay.
And there's a Godzilla room that you can stay in, and there's the Godzilla head that's on top of the building. And I think it's like every hour or something like that. It's on like a timer clock, and like it roars and like the light in its mouth, so it's like breathing fire and stuff. And so it's really cool. The Godzilla room itself, the hand is like coming through like the wall, and then like so here's the bed. And so then you have like Godzilla's hand crashing through over the bed and stuff. It's like really, really cool. If you ever get a chance to, just Google the like Godzilla Hotel in Shinjuku.
Have you thought about going or something like that?
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It would be fun. It would be fun. Expensive, but fun. Let's see. Bobby Reynolds, what if in figure reviews I did like a toy, instead of a food mukbang, do a toy mukbang, talking about toys, you pick one up. So basically kind of like going figure after figure after figure. That's a possibility. I feel like my voice, I might lose my voice after a while because I could talk about, there's so much that I could say about all the figures that I have that it would definitely be a long video if I was to do something like that. But it is actually, that is a decent idea. I don't know if somebody has done that. That would be an interesting video to just go over every single one of my figures and like say something about them and see how long that would be. That could be like a 2-hour video in itself. Let's see. KG, breaks are usually good for the mind and soul. I hope to make it to the festival this year and can't wait to see you if you do show up to the festival. It is going to be a lot of fun. Reptile7876, what's going on? And then Reptile also saying it's good. We all need breaks and things from time to time. That is true. Bobby Reynolds, is the gummy bear spice on Ghost Pepper Spice or Carolina Reaper? It's actually hotter than both of those. I really don't know how the Scoville units are measured, but this is 9 million Scoville units.
Scovilles are pretty interesting because it's actually done via like committee.
Okay.
So it has to do with the amount of dilution that like the extract can have.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact formula, but like basically it'll be like a panel of taste testers and they'll have like calibrated taste basically off of like pure capsaicin, and they dilute that X amount, and so these people like know what that tastes like, and they'll actually keep diluting it and to the point where they don't taste any spice.
Okay.
And at that level is what dictates the Scoville unit.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. You know what? This is really cool because, guys, I'm just going to say it. Brian here, can't tell, really smart guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Sometimes.
That wouldn't have even come out of my mouth if I was to explain Scoville units. I would just be like, 9 million Scoville units is
pretty damn hot.
Pretty dang hot. But, so, Brian, thank you again for being here.
Yeah.
That was very good information, and now everybody knows how the Scoville units are measured. So, there we go. We have 13 people on in here and 7 likes. Guys, atomic blast that like button. Again, we're going to need the support tonight because we will be doing this challenge in less than 40 minutes. We will be doing it at the hour mark. We will be cracking these little nitros open and seeing where we end up. Let's see, Gojira851.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so like, I think a ghost pepper, what is it, like that's 1 million Scoville units or something like that?
I'm really not sure.
It's somewhere around that. So this would probably be like 3 times.
3 times?
As hot as a Carolina Reaper, because I think Carolina Reaper is probably like 1.8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, 4 or 5 times hotter than the Carolina Reaper and 9 times the ghost pepper, so... Try not to think about it.
Yeah, no. We're just gonna, with something like this, you can't think about it. You just gotta pop it and do it. So, yeah. But again, we're not gonna be puffing our chests out. We have drinks if we need them. We have antacids if we need them. So, we're prepared. This is purely for fun and entertainment.
Yeah.
We're not trying to beat this challenge whatsoever. Me and Brian just really like spicy stuff. Brian agreed to do this with me. I don't know if he's regretting it at this point.
We'll see if I like spicy stuff after this.
So, yes. And then Gojira851, won by a dentist. I'm not sure what you're replying to on that one, Gojira851. Zillafan85. I gotta catch up on your guys' comments because I don't know how far behind we are. We're far behind by a bit. Zillafan85, you pre-ordered the Gorgo figure. To think that the SN and I think that in the SH Monster Arts Gigan will be my main targets. Okay, I definitely want to try to get the SH Monster Arts Gigan myself. You're on the fence about the 91 since you have the 89. Zillafan85, in all honesty, if you have the 89, I would stick with that. I don't think the 91 is, something that, unless you really, really want to get the 91, there's subtle differences between 89 and 91. So it's only if you really want to spend the money to get the 91. Otherwise, I would just say save the money and I think you'd be all right with the 89. But that's just my opinion. Jonathan, Lucy Collected, what's up, Buttercup? What's going on, man? How you doing? Les Walker, dude, you have so many figures, it would take a while. He's talking about if I was to do that video.
Sit down, yeah.
Oh, man. And then Bobby Reynolds, if there is a Godzilla amusement park, I think is what you meant to say. Like from Godzilla versus Gigan, the choice Godzilla Tower, save first or last. Ooh, man, something like the Godzilla Tower would be cool if that was an active thing. So in Godzilla versus Gigan, there's an amusement park, and it's called Children's Land, and they're basically making it for kids. But little do they know is that it's a base for like these cockroach aliens who are trying to take over the world, and so this is their way of getting into our society and whatnot.
Do they indoctrinate the children?
I don't know. It never got that far. But there's this Godzilla Tower, and it's basically like their headquarters and stuff. And it actually has like a laser beam in the mouth and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that wasn't safety regulated. But anyway, that's basically what he's talking about, is like if there was an amusement park like that. If there was an amusement park surrounded like by a Godzilla Tower and had a lot of Godzilla involvement, of course I would want to go. Why wouldn't I want to go? And then let's see here. That was that one. Les, I dry touched a habanero pepper once and it was still too hot for me. How does this compare to a habanero?
I think habaneros are like 100,000, I think, on average.
Yeah. So
and that's already like 10 times spicier than like a jalapeno. So
this is let's just leave
90?
it at let's just leave it at this is really hot.
I'm gonna guesstimate 90 times hotter.
Rich from Wisconsin. Hey guys. Hope you got milk. We actually don't, but we have milkshakes. We have milkshakes. So we are prepared. We are prepared. We have water. We have milkshakes. We have antacids. Lucy Collected. Jonathan just saying, just pop it and do it. That's basically what we're gonna do.
Are we doing a 30-second chew?
Yeah. Chew it until it's nicely like broken up.
Masticated.
It doesn't have.
All over.
It doesn't have to be 30 seconds, but just give it a good chew.
Yeah.
Swallow it, and then we just gotta hold on for dear life.
I wonder if you just swallowed it, it would pass through and you wouldn't even feel it, like because of the wax on the outside.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm curious what this is gonna feel like
in the stomach.
In the stomach. Yeah, that's what I'm curious. Let's see. Les said get milk, and then Jonathan said that's what she said, and then Bobby Reynolds, Godzilla Final Wars. Over Dragon Ball Evolution. I do agree with you on that. Dragon Ball Evolution is absolutely terrible. St. Butters, you checking out on the you checking out the Skull Island show. Actually, you know what? Funny thing is I currently don't have Netflix right now because they did their whole cracking down on sharing passwords. So we actually don't have Netflix at the moment because we were sharing it with somebody else.
Are you gonna like cycle through the services so like you can do 1 month of Netflix and then 1 month of something else?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because there's no way you can use all of them, see everything in a month anyway. So
if anything, I have family members that have Netflix. If anything, I'll probably go over to like one of their places and watch the new show because there's a animated Kong, Kong Skull Island. It's like an anime almost.
Okay.
And that's coming out, and so that looks interesting. And I want to see the Gamera one too because Gamera is actually getting an animated Netflix show. So
Netflix has taken over the
Netflix has some good kaiju stuff. One thing I can recommend on there is the Pacific Rim Black. That was good. That was good.
I
did enjoy
another
that.
animation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Ultraman anime, that's not bad either. Okay. I did enjoy that. The Godzilla Earth series, though, stay away from that. Yeah, and then Godzilla Singular Point, watch at your own risk. Maybe you would have the mind to really understand it, but Godzilla Singular Point is like really confusing.
Okay.
Like it's It's very confusing. It's better than the Godzilla Earth series, but at the same time, it's like you have to watch it a few times to be like, what exactly is going on?
Okay.
Let's see. Les Walker talking to Zillafan. Gojira851, do you have lemonade or orange juice? I do actually have lemonade, so I'm prepared.
Is it the citric acid? Does that help?
It could be citric acid that helps. Huh. Let's see. Zillafan85 replying to Les. And then he's just saying like I said, there's minimal differences, so it's like paying $100 for it. That's where I get is like, if designs have the minimal differences, if you already have a design that basically has everything you need, you really don't need to spend the extra money unless you really want to. But it's like if there's minimal differences, that is a big shot to the wallet when it's like I already have this figure. Do I really want to pay another $100+ for a figure that's more or less the same? Let's see. Gojira851 says he's getting the 91. He can't help himself. 91 is one of his favorites.
Yeah.
Les Walker, I get you. That's a close call for that much money. That is true. Jonathan, he's at work, but when I get off, I'm off for 4 days. Vacation time for his birthday. Awesome, man.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Almost.
Yes, happy pre-birthday. Zillafan85, just talking to Gojira851. KG, it's the gummy bear from hell.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Bobby Reynolds, what if you invite Ryback to my house for dinner? I don't know. Ryback was one of the WWE wrestlers that came onto the scene when I was kind of losing interest in WWE. But the dude eats like an insane amount of... That's like his thing. He's a meathead, but he eats an insane amount of like calories.
Yeah.
But then he's still like, ripped to the teeth.
Because he's like in the gym 90% of the time.
Yeah. St. Butters, what do I think of the Haya toys compared to Tamashi? I actually don't have any of the Haya toys, so I can't really say anything on that. But as far as like the details and the looks and everything, they look pretty good. Just nothing I'm interested in at the moment because I'm kind of done with the MonsterVerse as far as collecting from it. The MonsterVerse is like all the new Godzilla stuff. So like the 2014 to the Kong one and stuff like that. Gotcha. That's all the MonsterVerse stuff. I really am just continuing to focus on the other Godzilla eras and stuff like that. I do love the Showa series. That is my favorite era. And that's, again, the original line of movies from 54 to 75. This, Godzilla vs. Biollante, this is the second era of Godzilla films, and this is the Heisei series. That is the proper term for this one. Heisei series, Heisei era, and then after that, you had the Millennium era, which was Godzilla 2000 up to 2004. And then Shin Godzilla is technically Reiwa era, and that's the only movie to come out in that era. And then you have Legendary era. That's how the Godzilla series is pretty much all broken up. And then Gojira851 says yes, the citric acid is like a heat killer. And then Gojira851 saying happy birthday to Jonathan. Zillafan85 saying, I wish that these Monster Arts figures would start coming with some dang beam effects and accessories again. I agree with that. SH Monster Arts, when they first came out, had like a bunch of accessories that came with the figures. Now, you're just getting the figure.
Like
no
actual
extras.
like lasers stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Did some kid like take out their eye or something?
No, they just stopped producing. They never gave a reason or anything. Just eventually we just started to just get the figures. We didn't get any extras. Now what though Tamashii Nations does is they'll release a figure and then like a few months later to maybe 6 months down the road, they'll re-release the figure as like an exclusive variant, and it has like maybe different paint or it has accessories with it.
Okay.
And it's like, you bastards, we see what you're doing. You're trying to make your money by releasing the same figure twice just with extra stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some Godzilla fans do double dip. That is not unheard of in this fandom. I mean, if you think about it, that's like any fandom. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of Star Wars collectors out there that have a million different Darth Vaders that might look the same, but there's something different about them.
Yeah.
Let's see. KG, who would win in a fight, Godzilla or the giant gummy bear from hell? That really depends, I guess, if Godzilla decides to consume it.
It enhances his power.
Yeah. This is always cool. So this here, you're kind of getting a taste of Biollante, but you really don't see it on screen. So there's just these vines that are attacking these guys.
Is that the assassin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the Saudi Arabia assassin guy. Bobby Reynolds, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make a hashtag here. Hashtag no more Fast and Furious movies.
I'm surprised at the rate that they're churning them out. They're like going like what, one or two a year, or one every 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, it's like one every 1 or 2 years now. I'm hearing what I heard from Vin Diesel is they're stopping after 12. They actually have 2 more lined up supposedly. They're stopping after 12.
We'll see how much money that makes them change their mind.
And then Les Walker, the gummy bear, might give Big OG a tough time. And then Bobby Reynolds saying, I'm a gummy bear, okay? Les Walker just laughing. Zillifan, Gojira851 replying to Zillifan. Let's see. Les Walker, I have boxes of Vader, sadly. That's okay. Lucy Collected, how many versions of Batman exists in toy form at this point? So yeah, it happens all over in toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many Batman figures do you think there are? Same with Spider-Man, probably. Zillifan85 replying to Gojira851, and Les Walker saying, good lord, how many versions of Batman in toy form? Wow, I might guess 10,000. And then Les Walker saying, cases of Vaders, small to large. And then Gojira851 saying, I triple dip, when we reference double dipping on figures. Gojira851 is a triple dipper. Well, I don't want to be at your party if there's chips and dip lying around. And then St. Butters, speaking of which, the Heisei suits are basically the same suit modified, yet we argue which one is the best one. Yeah, you're not wrong. Heisei was pretty consistent. If you really sit down and you look at, well, when we go to do a room tour in a little bit, I have that shelf that has every single Godzilla on it, and you'll get to see, like, the Showa series, how much Godzilla's design changed.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the Heisei series, and then you'll see how much it changed there, which was really, if you really think about it, 3 to 4 changes, maybe. The Godzilla through the Heisei period, yes, he had design changes, but overall, for the most part, it's really similar, like dorsal plates, stuff like that. It's very, very similar from movie to movie. You know, he does have more of like a cat kind of facial features in this one, and then 91, a lot of people have said that, like, he almost looks like feline-ish, like in his face structure, and I agree with that. Les Walker saying case of Batman's small to large. And Reptile 7876, what's your favorite Batman suit?
George Clooney nipples.
George Clooney nipples?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. Not for real.
What's your favorite Batman suit for real?
I don't think I have one.
You don't think you have one?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Michael Keaton.
You like Michael Keaton? What about you?
I'm out of the norm. It's Val Kilmer.
That's mine. Val Kilmer is mine. Val Kilmer is my favorite Batman suit design. And Val Kilmer is my favorite Batman. I think he did an awesome job as Batman. I thought he was... And he played an amazing Bruce Wayne, in all honesty, too. Like, when you play Batman, like, you have to be able to run both of those because
Yeah.
it's like two different people. And I just thought Val Kilmer was nice, well-rounded. Granted, Batman Forever was kind of the turning point for that Batman series back then, and then it kind of got a little goofy here and there, and then it got extremely goofy and bad in Batman and Robin, as we all know. But I still think Batman Forever holds up. I like what's his name as Two-Face. Tommy Lee Jones, thank you. Oh man, I was blanking on that. I do like Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Jim Carrey does a good Riddler too. So I still think that movie holds together. Batman and Robin is a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me. I do enjoy that one from time to time, and I just make fun of it, especially when he pulls out his credit card and he's like, "Never leave the cave without it" and stuff like that, and it's like a Batman credit card.
Was that American Express?
Yeah, I think so, like advertisement at the time. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger as freaking Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
You can't really beat all those one-liners that he does. Cool party, What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age,
Completely incorrect.
All right, everybody, chill. Oh man. And then let's see. Bobby Reynolds says about the Fast and the Furious movies, he'll believes it when he sees it.
Yeah.
If there is no more after 12, we'll just have to watch and see if they make more after that, though. I mean, I want to say if they just keep making money off of it, why not? But I mean, how far can you really go? They've already been to space. What more can you do with the Fast and the
They've
Furious?
been to space?
Yeah. Yeah, they launched a car into space, dude.
This is like the yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Transformers series. Like after 4 and 5 just killed it.
Transformers kind of got it got old a little bit. I haven't seen the new one though, but I've heard the new one's good. The Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, I actually haven't seen that one.
I've actually.
Is that out?
Yes.
Okay.
I've gotten recommendations on that one. Has anybody here seen the new Transformers movie? Is it good? Because I grew up with Beast Wars. I don't know if you did. That old bad 3D CGI.
No, I guess I never watched Transformers as a kid.
Oh man. Beast Wars was really cool, and that was the one where they had, they changed from the animals and the dinosaurs and stuff like that. That was always really cool, versus like cars and stuff like that. Like I was always a big, growing up with Godzilla, I loved anything dinosaurs. So the Dinobots and stuff like that. That stuff was cool. We are 42 minutes, man. We are less than 20 minutes away from doing this. So we're less than 20 minutes away, you guys. An hour in, we're going to be doing this. So just a reminder, we are going to be doing the Little Nitro Challenge here in less than 20 minutes. Les Walker, Godzilla 1993 is your all-time favorite Godzilla. And then so there are differences. There are differences. That is true. And that is a good suit. I do like the 93. Bobby Reynolds saying they'll reboot it after 12.
Yeah, they're gonna
just start rebooting the Fast and the Furious series already. Oh man. Gojira851. Heisei designs are pretty steady. They all have character that stands out. That is true. Zillafan85 saying 89 and 91 suits are his fave, but he does love 54, 64 are not that far behind. He also said 75. That's a good suit too. Les Walker, something about the 93, not sure why. Some child thing in you guess. I mean, it really depends, Godzilla movies that you were brought up on. A lot of people go off of their first introduction of the series. What they really enjoy. So I'm going to explain the premise to you right now. Before we continue on with comments, we're still watching Godzilla vs. Biollante. They're at the moment to where this timer's counting down, right? So they were basically threatened because they developed this new weapon from the Godzilla DNA called anti-nuclear bacteria. Okay. So if Godzilla's ever to come back, that's how they're going to stop him, is with this bacteria. They basically were blackmailed to be like, if you don't give us the formula, we're going to set off an explosion that's going to release Godzilla. So they're holding the whole country hostage, basically saying, if you don't give us this, we're gonna release him. And so they end up making the trade, but then shit goes down, and then they're not able to turn off the timer in time. So now Godzilla's back, basically. And now they don't have the anti-nuclear bacteria.
Yeah.
So
The Saudis got it.
So that is where
Saudi
we're at
Arabia
right
is
now.
actually the villain in this movie?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, the Americans could technically be the villain too, because the Americans also want the formula for it.
Are they all fighting for it?
Yeah, basically. Les Walker, favorite Batman suit is he likes the new the one in the new Flash, the Keaton making the return. From seeing it from the trailer and everything like that, it's a good rendition of the original '89 Batsuit. That's actually funny because the Batman with Keaton came out in '89. That's as old as this movie is. This movie came out the same year, just in Japan.
So this was only released in Japan?
When Godzilla movies always first come out, they are Japan exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes there's a 2 to sometimes 4 year gap before they're released here in the States. I think the Heisei movies were released on VHS only maybe a year or 2 after they would come out in Japan. So, but yeah, originally, some of the older Godzilla movies, those took sometimes 4 years, 2 to 4 years sometimes before they would get a stateside release. That's why sometimes you'll see, if you look up a Godzilla movie, sometimes you have to look up a specific version because it'll have different years. So you have 54 for the original Godzilla, but here in the States, it wasn't released until 56 with a proper dub, but then also added scenes of Raymond Burr.
Okay.
So, yeah. And so now we have the amazing effects of remote control boats with close-up footage of actual war footage and stuff, and then it pans out to this giant pool where you have all these RC boats and stuff flying around.
Real helicopters out of frame. Don't knock it.
I love these effects, in all honesty. This here is movie making. Practical effects and stuff like that. That's what's fun to me.
Yeah, they don't do it like this anymore.
Don't get me wrong. Computer generated stuff is cool, and it's nice to have the option and everything. But sets like this, to where they're just look at that, how extensive that is. Just this giant office room set with all these computers and stuff.
Probably borrowed a Japanese space agency old building to film that in.
And see, all this is just small little miniatures and models and stuff. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. Let's see. Oh, Les Walker saying which Kilmer, the normal suit or the sonar suit towards the end where it's kind of like a silver. I gotta go normal black on that one. As cool as the sonar color is for Batman, I gotta go with that. Catching up on your guys' comments because we're running in on 10 minutes here. Pretty soon before we, yeah, right? Reptile 7876, favorite Batman suit and favorite Batman in general is Robert Pattinson. That is fair. You know what? I enjoyed the new Batman. Did you see the new Batman that Robert Pattinson did?
Shoot. The
Batman, that's what it's called.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's good. Ashley, did you see it?
I heard it was
You didn't
good.
see it either?
I wanted to watch it. I heard it was good.
If you guys want to borrow it and watch it sometime, I'd have it.
Okay.
Or when Ashley's staying, if you come over or whatever, because we're going out of town and Chris is getting married. Remember, guys, Goji Fan 93, he's getting married and I will be there. So yeah, going out of town.
Congratulations.
Yes, he will appreciate that. He's nervous as all get out. That is for sure. But yes, Chris, Goji Fan 93, getting married next week. Can't wait to see you, buddy. If you watch this, if you have time.
Probably busy.
But yeah, no, like, so I do have it. So if you guys watch it,
Yeah, thank you.
so feel free. We got 9 people on in here, 9 likes. Can we make it 10 likes, guys? Can we get that 10 like mark? Because we're getting closer to the support we need as much as possible before we do this. We're getting like 5 seconds away from 10 minutes. Zillafan85, just like Christopher Reeve, will always be my favorite Superman. Christopher Reeve, you can't go wrong with Christopher Reeves. I do love the classic old Supermans. Did you ever see those?
I've seen. I think I've seen Superman 3.
They're great. I like, I love them. I love all. I'm an old movie guy. Like most of my collection is like a lot of classic sci-fi stuff. That 70s, 80s action, sci-fi, comedy stuff. Again, all these monster movies and stuff, how old they are and everything. We got 10 likes. There we go. Thank you so much.
So that means we do it now, right?
No, we're coming on 9 minutes. We gotta.
I'm already sweating.
You're already sweating a little bit? Me too. All right. Let's see if we can catch up on comments because I feel, guys, slow down on the comments. Because pretty soon I'm probably not going to be able to read any comments.
Yeah,
just letting you guys know. Pattinson is a great Batman. Totally like the practical suit. Yes, it's great. St. Butters, you should hear about the Bat Metal comics just to discover how many versions of Batman there could be. I do know that there's a lot, and I have heard of the Bat Metal ones. Lucy Collected, fun fact, they wanted to get Patrick Stewart of STTNG.
Star Trek The Next Gen.
Okay, Star Trek The Next Generation to play Mr. Freeze, but he was under contract, so he couldn't even consider it. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder how that would have went, in all honesty.
I don't think has he done anything like somewhat comical, like goofy? Because I don't know if Patrick Stewart's ever done anything like that. Has he? Or maybe they would have written it a little different.
Yeah, maybe it probably would have been written differently, I would think. Yeah. I can't see Patrick Stewart.
He's very stoic.
That off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Professor X? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But, Mr. Freeze?
I love Next Gen. Yeah.
Next Generation is great. That is, if I had a favorite Star Trek, it would be Next Generation.
Same, yeah.
I love Picard. And then Les Walker saying not yet Transformers. I'm going to skip through probably some comments just so you guys know. Would you think the Leviathan 1989 is anyway a sequel to The Thing 1982? I don't know about that. And then Les Walker saying The Thing is a great movie. Have you seen The Thing?
I have.
You have seen The
It's
Thing.
fantastic.
The Thing is a fantastic movie.
They remade it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
it was a foreign make. I think it was.
No, it wasn't foreign made. So you're talking about the one that came out in 2011, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
That version of The Thing is actually a prequel.
Oh, okay. So it's the base before.
It's the base before.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
But
yeah.
a lot of people, they actually had practical stuff set up.
Because the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. They had practical stuff set up for it, but they ended up just opting out for CGI, and it doesn't look the same. Like it's.
I actually haven't seen the new one, so
it's a lot of people have mixed feelings on it.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Gojira851 also saying 93 is a fantastic suit. Awesome Creations, are you planning on picking up any of the new Godzilla bag clips? If I find them anywhere, and if I don't get some of the ones I already have, but I would love some of the new Godzilla bag clips for sure. St. Butters, I saw it not too long ago. Characters don't have much screen time. You should see it. The ending, though, if you like the other 80s shows, okay.
Oh.
And then St. Butters saying Rise of the Beasts, okay. And then Zillafan85 saying the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon t-shirt. Cavity colors. Zillafan85. What else do I buy as far as t-shirts go? My whole wardrobe is cavity colors at this point, I feel like. So yeah, sponsor Cavity Colors. Give me a discount code for these people. Yes. So Cavity Colors, Zillafan 85. Bobby Reynolds. I like the moment in the movie where Godzilla comes out of the volcano. It is one of the more favorited Godzilla entrances. That's always been a thing with fans because it's there has been ranking your Godzilla entrances when he first shows up in a movie. There's been the original Mothra versus Godzilla is a favorite one. He comes out of the ground. He doesn't come out of the ocean. This one's really likable because he comes out of a volcano. That's pretty badass. That's awesome. So there are a lot of things with Godzilla movies as far as people's favorite entrances. You have this weapon
What's
here.
Yours?
My favorite Godzilla entrance has to be my favorite Godzilla, which is 1962, and he comes out of an iceberg.
Oh.
Comes out of an iceberg. I like that one a lot.
Does he break through it or does he melt it?
He breaks through it.
Okay.
It cracks apart and stuff like that. Yeah, he doesn't melt it. And then Les Walker saying he's noticed the creature shirt also. Yes, you guys, head on over to cavitycolors.com. Tell him I sent you. I don't know if it matters. Les Walker, this movie is reflecting off Sandra and Gyra box cover on the wall behind you, reflected footage. Is it really? That's crazy. I didn't even... I wasn't paying that much attention. Dang. That would suck if they really get me a copyright claim for that. It's reflected, you can see it. And then Zillafan85 just saying, Les, no, he wants one now. Go over to Cavity Colors to get yourself a Creatures from Black Lagoon t-shirt. They got t-shirts, they got joggers, they got all you need. And then Les Walker saying, congratulations to Chris. Alex, what's going on? And then Bobby Reynolds, how would you react if Nick named... you know what? I've been called Mount Everest before. So I will react the same way I always do. I will just give a little chuckle and be like, you're not the first to say that. Because I have been called Mount Everest before. Godzilla and Biolante's first battle. So this battle is pretty much... This one, anyway, is more one-sided. Because if you think about it, Godzilla's just fighting a stationary... Rose.
Yeah.
Mutated Rose. So you pretty much know how this battle's going to go. If people were to put money down on this battle, if you were to put money down on Biolante, people would be like, well, you must have some high faith in that plan. Because this battle would go as you expected. Les Walker, almost time, guys. You are way too hyped. Must be about to do that. Yep, we're getting ready. We're less than 3 minutes away. Let's see. Mothra versus Godzilla is still overrated. I don't care. Because we discussed this on a few episodes ago. Because a lot of people's favorite Godzilla movie, a lot of people do like the original Mothra versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's considered one of the best. And then there are a group of people that say it's overrated. I kind of agree with it a little bit that it's overrated, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like the Godzilla suit. Now, is it one of my top 10s? No. Mothra vs. Godzilla is not in my top 10, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy every Godzilla movie, mainly except Roland Emmerich.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I think I just watched him because I love how bad Roland Emmerich movies are.
Oh my goodness. Independence Day's not terrible.
No, it's not bad.
Independence Day's good.
It's just really, I guess, cheesy, I guess. Yeah. I love destruction movies, too, though.
Yeah. But, when the Japanese first saw that movie, the guy that played Godzilla during the Heisei series, the guy that's in the suit right now, he walked out of the movie theater when Godzilla showed up.
Oh.
He was like, this is not Godzilla.
Because that was all CGI, too,
yeah,
right?
And in that movie, though, Godzilla, he fights the military.
Yeah.
In 98, he runs away. And it's like, that's not Godzilla. Like, come on. And then he's able to get hurt by conventional weapons. And it's like, that's also not a Godzilla thing. It's like the ending where they kill him with the fighter jets.
Yep.
It's like, really? That's not Godzilla. If the movie had like a different name and it wasn't Godzilla, it'd probably be a decent monster movie. But just the fact that the name's attached to it, myself and other fans absolutely despise it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, guys, we are 30 seconds away. We're ready. You ready to crack it open?
It's now or never, I guess.
It's now or never.
Oh, there's a little stick.
Yeah, we got a little stick of dynamite that says the Little Nitro Challenge. We want you to make the best video on the internet for this challenge. So later on, I'll put in the description of the video hashtag Little Nitro Challenge, and who knows, maybe we'll get featured.
Let me start a timer.
Yeah, they're gonna start a timer. So.
Oh god.
Here we go. We're opening them up. We're an hour into the show, so it's now or never. I think they got us on timer too.
Okay.
Maybe. Ashley's gonna just film the reaction part to this. That's all she's gonna do.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got a little stick of dynamite. Did you see that?
Does he have a stick of dynamite?
Yeah, he's holding.
Oh, he does have a little stick of dynamite. I don't know if that's gonna show up on camera, you guys, but he has a little stick of dynamite. World's hottest gummy bear.
Okay.
It kind of smells fruity. A little bit.
I can kind of smell the spice.
Ready? Ready? All right, just down in it. Cheers.
Cheers.
In the words of L.A. Beast, have a good day. Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's like the coating, probably.
Mm-hmm. It's hot. It kind of does.
A whole lot hotter.
It kind of does taste like corn.
I don't think I get corn.
That's hot.
I think I just get heat.
Can feel it in the back of my throat a little bit.
I've already started swallowing. The
Yep.
saliva tainted with the heat.
You guys forgot the milkshakes.
The milkshakes. What? Should I go grab them?
I'll grab them.
You want to grab them? We're doing okay right now.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
It's been like 30 seconds.
Oh, I know, but it's hard.
Oh.
It's actually hard to chew. It makes you chew it.
Yeah.
We'll probably do that.
It does sting.
It does.
Yeah.
Your
It
eyes
does.
are red.
Hmm?
Your eyes are red.
My eyes are red already?
Both of your eyes are
A little bit.
red. That's okay.
Hiccups. I always get hiccups when I have something spicy. Oh, shit.
I think you should get this.
Yeah, this shit sucks.
Whoa! That is hot! Woo!
Are you okay?
Yeah!
Are you okay?
Talking makes it worse.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure.
Just take a little swig of something. Woo! Yeah, that's hot. Definitely feel it on the back of the tongue and the throat.
The throat. The top of the throat.
Woo!
Thank you.
Want me to open this for you?
Oh man, that's hot.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit this.
Okay. I'm gonna hang in there a little bit. Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Wow.
My stomach really.
You do have that endorphin hit though.
It was pretty good.
Peak performance. Peak. Peak energy.
Whoa. Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, of course I'm crying.
I don't know.
Feel it straight in the stomach.
Again, we're not doing this for bragging rights, so we're already drinking some fluids. We're not doing this to be tough guys. We're doing this for fun.
I think that's the first time I got heartburn. From heat.
Oh, that's hot. Yeah. Woo. Subsiding a little. All right. Woo. Subsiding a little bit.
The milkshake does nothing.
It does nothing. Hitting that antacid really.
It has gotten worse.
What time are we at? Do we even know?
Like 5 minutes almost.
It's starting to subside for me.
I don't know.
Can't feel anything.
Yeah. Well, I can feel my mouth. Still, a little. That's a good thing. It's not numb.
Yeah.
You okay?
We will survive.
I think so.
Oh man, that's hot.
Did it have a second after effect?
A little. A little bit.
It's like I can feel it in my chest.
Yeah, you can feel it in the chest. Guys, can we get any more likes for this? Come on. Give us some more likes. Let's go.
We hit the milkshake too fast.
Whew. Just gonna see if some sort of snack will add relief. If I can open the damn thing. Whew. It's subsiding a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll help, but it's like, it's worth it to try. Man, neither one of these bags won't open. There it goes.
It's almost like if you distract your mouth.
Yeah. Let's try a non-spicy gummy. Whew. It's subsiding. It's subsiding. Woo! How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Been better.
That was hot.
Yeah, it was.
That was hot. It's dying down though. Les Walker, do not touch your eyes. Yeah, no, for real. Don't worry. Even though I don't think the gummy bear would have any bleed off, but...
How it,
Whew!
he was wondering how it would compare to the chip challenge.
You know what? I've never done the chip, so I don't know. I have no idea. What's the hottest thing you've ever consumed? Besides this.
I think I had these ghost pepper wings.
Ghost pepper wings, huh?
And I can't remember if it's just because I was young or because I ate like 10 wings
Okay.
that it made it so much worse. But yeah, probably those. What about you?
That Chernobyl hot dog I was explaining to you.
Yeah.
That thing was pretty spicy. It's still spicy when you exhale.
I don't know how this induces heartburn.
One of those, if you just hold it in your mouth and just chew it casually, it helps.
Thanks.
It helps. So anyway, back to Godzilla looking like a cat. Wouldn't you say he has feline features? A little bit?
It's the jowls, yeah. And the nose. I could see it. Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You have to burp. It helps. Can you taste anything now? Yeah, I can still taste.
Yeah. Bread does help, yeah.
So if anybody wants to know, these are a lifesaver right now. These help. Can definitely feel it in the stomach a little bit.
For sure. My body already wants to get rid of it.
You ready for the morning after this?
No.
Because if you all have consumed anything spicy, you know it's spicy coming in as it is coming out.
I do not look forward to this. Oh.
Brian, thank you for doing this with me.
Yeah, no problem.
If I was doing this by myself, I would not be having fun. This though was fun.
Gotta hit up those, there's this challenge up in Washington, apparently. She was showing me. Where it's 7 wings in 7 minutes. But the sauce is made with, like, the 7 hottest peppers.
I've heard of that one. I actually think the guy, the LA Beast, who did this challenge, I think he's done that.
Oh, okay.
I think he's done that. I feel like he's done that. Oh, man. Woo! Okay, well...
I think I was expecting more on the front end, but it really lingers.
It lingered.
Sticks with you.
It lingered. It's dying down, though, now.
Yeah.
It's dying down. But again, we did that strictly for fun. We don't care that we're dousing it maybe a little earlier than it's needed, but that's because this is for fun, and we like spicy stuff.
It was a can you get to 5 minutes without relief.
But we didn't make the can get to 5 minutes without relief, that's for sure. We did not make that.
There's people that train for shit like that.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! Again, the LA Beast, he did a ghost pepper... I think it was that, or it was a Carolina Reaper, just a contest of just eating the pepper straight.
So
you can imagine how that ended.
Yeah, I can. They
Did you eat the cherry?
No.
The cherry. Oh man.
That helps.
That helped a bit. That helped a bunch.
Like
You doing all right? Doing okay?
Yeah, just the heartburn. I've never gotten heartburn like this.
Well, 9 million scolds, Brian.
Yeah.
Putting a cup inside of a cup.
It like went straight to my head, like right at the beginning.
That's the endorphins.
Yeah.
That's that endorphin release. Wow. All right. We're alive.
That was something.
That was something else. Still feeling it in the stomach.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be another 5 minutes before that subsides.
Hopefully less.
Hopefully less. I don't think it's going to get worse, though. It doesn't feel like it's getting worse. It feels like it's staying at one spot.
Yeah.
Maybe if we eat something. Do you think we should have those chicken sandwiches?
That would help, yeah.
All right. So, Gummy Bear, World's Hottest Gummy Bear Little Nitro Challenge completed. Did we conquer it? No. But we weren't trying to. Godzilla destruction scene. One thing about Godzilla movies is if a director doesn't like the way something like explodes or crumbles, just like with any movie, they have a time limit to make it, right? Because of budget.
Yeah.
If something doesn't break or explode the way the director wants it to, those model teams have to recreate the whole freaking building again. And again, if you take this is a guy in a suit, look at those buildings to scale.
Yeah.
That's not an easy feat.
Well, that's why a lot of the shots are like upwards,
Mhm.
so you get that perspective shot.
Perspective of scale.
Yeah.
Woo!
Like, I bet like the bottoms of those buildings don't even have half the detail that the tops do.
Probably not. Probably not.
Mad respect to having the patience to do that, though.
It's a lot of work.
Jeez.
It's your stomach, huh?
Oh no, the heart.
The heart. Well, Brian, you don't have any heart conditions, do you?
Oh, not yet. Maybe after this.
Because these do give a warning that say intended for adults only, should be kept out of reach of children and pets,
And basically.
and not to be consumed with anyone that has heart or respiratory conditions. So luckily we have neither.
I cleared the sinuses.
Cleared the sinuses. Yeah, I guess if you were sick, that would probably kill what ails you. Like, I imagine if you had some sort of a stomach bug or something.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, that used to be like a home remedy. Is spicy food.
Spicy foods. That'll kill what ails you. Oh, man. Bread helps. Zillafan85 said bread helps, by the way. Zillafan85, this reminds me of man versus food spicy challenges. Yeah. This is hilarious. Well, I'm glad that we could be your entertainment for the evening, Les. Eat another one. No.
We don't know another one.
No, we don't want it. We don't want another one. Like, maybe I'll do the chip challenge down the road, but
Yeah. I'm down for a chip challenge.
But so Brian might be back for another one of these challenges. But yeah, that gummy bear packed a punch.
Whew.
Yeah, that packed a punch. I'm a little lightheaded. You do still feel that, and right now the heat is kind of on the tongue, but it's more or less in the stomach now. But that's okay. Just gotta keep consuming stuff to coat our stomach walls so nothing burns through, and we don't have a situation like Alien on our hands. Man. Woo! All right.
I do not know of a Brian Shaw.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, have you ever heard of Brian Shaw?
I have not.
think Brian Shaw's a YouTuber. The name sounds familiar. I don't know if that's a YouTuber or not. St. Butters, on a scale of 1 to Desugoji, how hot is that? Probably Desugoji. Without a doubt. I feel like spectators should give you guys super chats for this. Yeah, we're at 11 likes. If anybody hasn't hit that like button, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Relieve some semblance of pain.
Yeah, relieve some of the pain for us, just to show that we're fully supported over here. Woo! All right. And then, hey, Les Walker saying, "Hey Chris, remember this? A little before one dose, you might feel like this." Ha! And then says, "Sorry, Brian." Lucy Collected said, "Back. Jonathan, you just missed us, man. We just finished the world's hottest gummy bear challenge, so you'll probably have to go back and watch that part of the show."
The VOD.
I wonder what the views on this live are going to be like.
All concentrated at the 1 hour.
All concentrated at the 1 hour. Oh man. All right, we're okay.
Yeah.
No 911 needed. Don't need to douse a fire extinguisher in our faces.
I could have taken a spicy chicken sandwich after that.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so? Ashley's shaking her head. Oh man. Jonathan just said, just wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
Zillafan85, major props. You guys did it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Les saying somewhere there's little Japanese guys watching monsters with their stomachs are at 12,000. See meltdown. Oh man. And then congratulations, applause. Thank you. Thank you. And then Alex saying, I hear an amazing destruction scene. Yes, I had Brian pick a Godzilla movie at random today. And so he picked Godzilla vs. Biollante. So that is what we have on in the background for tonight's viewing pleasure. Les Walker saying, yeah. And then Jonathan back in a bit again. All right, Jonathan. Alex, who doesn't dream of wearing a Godzilla suit and destroying a miniature set? Yeah, it is a dream. And Alex, I'm down to join you guys on the chip challenge. All right, so we have another contestant who is ready. Alex has been on the show before. Dang, you sucked that milkshake down.
Yeah, I did.
I barely touched mine. You sucked that down. Now, I guess the debate goes, who can take the heat more, me or Brian? I guess I win that feat, but maybe only by a little. By a whole milkshake. Again, mine is pretty full. You can't see it. But his is empty. So, I will take the crown of Spice King, but I don't think Brian will complain.
I don't care.
Oh, this is good right here.
Spice King.
Check this out. This is a great scene.
To get him right in the face.
So this was just the scene where he fired the rocket into Godzilla's mouth. I just wanted Brian to see that because it is actually a pretty classic scene. So they've shot Godzilla with the bacteria now.
Oh, that's what the rocket was?
That's what the rockets are. So now Godzilla's infected with the bacteria. You alright?
Yeah.
But little do they know the bacteria is not going to do anything to him. And that's because they need to give him a gummy bear. They need his temperature to go up in order for it to work.
There we go.
He's a cold-blooded animal, so the bacteria is not doing anything to him. Show Brian the musical masterpiece that is BioWars. I don't know if you were paying attention when the movie started, but BioWars was the first track that was playing when the humans were chasing after each other, trying to get the Godzilla cell and stuff like that. It is a pretty wild track. Like, you don't really expect it from a Godzilla movie. It's kind of like high paced, a little bit of guitar in there, and it's it's something you said something you really didn't expect in a Godzilla movie as far as a soundtrack piece goes. All right. Did that turn off? It did. I was like, there's less light in here. Oh, you did? Oh, because you guys were sitting right there. That makes sense. You guys didn't want that light in your face. So how was that, you guys? Was that entertaining?
Yeah. You like watching people in pain?
It's subsiding in the stomach. How you doing?
It's actually, everything's fine. I just still have my heartburn. Really insane.
I hope I just didn't give Brian some bad acid reflux for the rest of his life.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
You can't get mad at me, Ashley. He agreed to do this.
I full consent.
Whew! Alright, where are those ghost peppers? No. Oh, man. Les says, I think they wanted to make this movie more like a James Bond movie, so they did. Spies, cars, chases, etc. Yeah, it does have some James Bond elements to it, that is for sure. Um, the whole human subplot to everything definitely gives off some of those feels, especially with everybody who's after this formula of the anti-nuclear bacteria and all that jazz. This movie does have references to James Bond, I feel.
Oh, does it?
A little bit. Godzilla movies always have like some sort of either a message or reference to them.
Yeah.
This does kind of give you a little bit of like a James Bond like subplot-ish a little bit, especially with like the Saudi Arabian assassin and stuff like that, and they're trying to get this anti-nuclear bacteria which could like change the world basically, on like nuclear meltdowns, nuclear bombs, stuff like that. Like if it was a real thing, a country could like use it to neutralize another country's nuclear arsenal, basically. Which, if you think about it, would be a very powerful weapon.
Yeah, they So how does it technically work? Because I don't think I was paying attention to that.
So the anti-nuclear bacteria basically like just eats up any type of nuclear material.
Okay.
It reduces its power. It reduces its strength. It can make it neutralized, basically. Mm-hmm. And so that's what they wanted to develop it for, was mainly for Godzilla. And the whole ordeal is because Godzilla runs off of nuclear. He feeds off of nuclear energy. That's Godzilla's whole thing. He was created from nuclear power. He feeds off of it. That's what he lives off of. So that's why they want to use it against him to defeat him. But now they're realizing, oh, he's still a lizard, technically, so he's cold-blooded. It's not working, so we need to raise his temperature. Oh. All right. Alex, I will say I really did love how in Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla that they referenced Godzilla vs. Biollante, just to add a little bit more on it.
Oh.
So, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla has like two different theories on how Space Godzilla was created. Because when Biollante dies, she like turns into like this spore spiritual thing and like goes up into space. And so supposedly Godzilla's DNA from Biollante, that's how that got into space. Another theory is Mothra took Godzilla cells into space after she beat Godzilla with Batra. Mm-hmm. And then so Godzilla's DNA was pretty much went through a black hole, got pushed out a white hole, absorbed energy from explosions of stars, and then there's Space Godzilla. That's basically Space Godzilla's creation in a nutshell. It's ridiculous, but you know what? Whatever. Space Godzilla is a crazy concept anyway. I mean, Biollante. I mean, fusing Godzilla DNA with a plant DNA. Yeah, that's a good idea. Why not?
It kind of reminds me of that, like, episode of... Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole thing.
There's that episode where he tried to bring his kid back to life and he spliced his kid with, like, a dog and, like, a bunch of other creatures.
Oh, no. That sounds horrifying.
It was.
And then Les just replying to Alex. St. Butters, Godzilla was supposed to symbolize a walking nuclear bomb to show fear of nuclear warfare, which makes the later Showa films even funnier. Yeah, because originally Godzilla...
It was like 10 years after.
Yeah, so like 1954, and Japan really wasn't allowed to make war movies at the time. Mm-hmm. And Godzilla was, a monster movie, but it was meant to be much more than that. And they created Godzilla basically as a metaphor for the nuclear bombs that were dropped on Japan and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then Godzilla just turned into this franchise that we now know today. But it does make some of the later movies in the Showa series funny, because Godzilla started as a certain metaphor, but then later on he became like a hero, and he protected the planet and stuff like that. In the Heisei series here, he's more or less like neutral. He's not good or bad, but the humans don't like him.
That's supposed to be pro-nuclear energy.
Yeah. The Japanese military has lasers.
No. The when he helps humans.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could interpret it that way. Pro-nuclear energy.
So this is a cool scene, though. I do like this whole scene. Like, yes, the military has lasers. They have these mines that are like that create kind of like a microwave environment when he steps on them. So that's how they're raising his temperature.
Oh, okay.
It uses like artificial lightning and stuff like that too.
Doesn't he get hot when he charges up?
I don't know if that's just centered around his fire, because Godzilla's atomic ray is just it's a beam of pure radiation, is what it is. Like, yeah, it's a weapon, but it is like a radiation in its like purest form, basically. But just imagine being an actor and here you're having these rockets and shit shot at you.
Seems pretty cool.
They actually do test runs to where sometimes they shoot these things through like 2x4s and stuff like that, and sometimes they have to dial back the explosives because they're like, man, this would shoot right through the costume. And then you have all these explosions that happened around the actor in general.
Yeah. I think like that's part of practical filmmaking that kind of, kind of takes some thought out of like how you're actually going to do certain things, because if you have to set all of this up, you have to think about like what makes sense and what doesn't.
Yep.
And like, yeah, it just feels like you have to put a lot more thought into it than just slapping whatever you want on the screen.
I mean, look how much thought's going into the Japanese military. This is 89, and supposedly we have the advancements to have like laser tanks and stuff like that.
When you're required to innovate.
We have to have these technological advances. So to see now Godzilla's slowing down because the bacteria is making him feel like we felt like 20 minutes ago. Bobby Reynolds saying, "Hey Brian, would you like to see a Godzilla movie where Godzilla became John Wick and kick Kaiju's butts?" Godzilla Final Wars is a good definition of like if Godzilla was John Wick.
Yeah.
Is
he super
he's super overpowered. He was super maneuverable. There's monster fights in Final Wars that are just back to back to back, and they last mere seconds. Okay. Godzilla's just burning through all these monsters like nothing. But
I think I kind of like that, but yeah, maybe a little less intense. A little more prolonged scenes.
And then, Jonathan, you're back. We have fully recovered from the Little Nitro World's Hottest Gummy Bear.
Spice King.
At least for now, until tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, I guess we haven't fully recovered until some bathroom escapades occur.
I mean, who knows? Maybe our stomach is just numb, and then maybe when it hits a different part of the digestive tract, we're gonna feel something else later, like.
I tried to do it on a full stomach, just so it wouldn't that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, we did kind of have a pregame for tonight that you guys didn't see. Not the world's spiciest noodle currently, but 5 years ago it was considered the world's spiciest noodle. It was the Samyang Bulldog 2x spicy ramen noodle. I don't know. It has a weird name. But we shared a bowl of that before doing the stream this evening, just to kind of prep ourselves. And I don't know how much it helped with what we expected.
I honestly think I think my expectations were perfectly set. It was about as hot as I thought it was going to be, yeah.
What did you think of the flavor overall, though?
It was pretty much flavorless.
Yeah, it really didn't have a flavor.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like... I got a lot of gelatin. The basic gelatin flavor. Yeah.
And it wasn't like It was a hard gummy bear too. Like it makes you have to chew it.
It's probably all of the oil, like the
extract.
capsaicin
The
oil.
extract. Yeah.
And then when that solidifies,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it'd be like if you. That'd be really funny if they slipped these in like random gummy bear
Oh man.
bags. Like if they had like because they used to have these chips. Dorito used to have these roulette chips, where it would be like they were. Like,
I think I remember that. I think
flavored,
I remember that.
And then some of them were like crazy spicy. So I'd really like cinnamon gummy bears or like hot tamales that are like that.
And then one of them is just one of those little nitro things. Like, oh damn. Yeah, that would be interesting because Ashley had those Skittles.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. But wasn't it you and me? We just kept eating them and we never got one. What were those, Ashley?
It was like half regular and the other half was zombie flavored.
Yeah, so Ashley had these Skittles for Halloween last year. And they were like regular flavored, but then they were like zombie flavored, which was supposed to taste like terrible. Basically, kind of like the Bean Boozled, from like Harry Potter and stuff like that. But me and Brian had a ton of them, and we never got anything. And then I forget who it was. Somebody got it. Might have been your dad. It might have been your dad, or it could have been Andrea. They had one. They had like one at random, and here me and Brian are grabbing like handfuls and just popping them, and we're not getting anything.
Maybe you just liked the growth.
Could have been, maybe we just didn't realize it.
It gets masked by all the other ones, maybe. Yeah.
Here's what Biollante looks like now.
That's pretty gross.
That is a giant.
I like
It's a giant puppet.
Oh, okay.
Like, the behind the scenes for Biollante, dude, it took I think 30 plus people to operate that whole thing.
Yeah, that checks out.
Like, it's got all these tendrils and everything. Like, it has a giant marionette thing above.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it kind of had to have something like that for the tentacles.
Yeah. So Godzilla's fighting the final form of Biollante right now and totally just decimating it.
I really like the mouth.
The mouth is cool, yeah. There's Biollante on that top shelf right there.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Loosely Collected says he saw the pic about the noodles earlier today. That was actually the noodles I had last night, because I had a spicy noodle last night in prep, and then I shared a spicier one with Brian before the show today. So
yeah, the Birdie Bots.
Birdie Bots
is like the one with the earwax.
Yeah, the earwax, vomit, booger.
Yeah. And actually, that came out before Bean Boozled. I thought Bean Boozled was like a recent thing, but apparently Bean Boozled is like from 2005.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
And then Harry Potter just capitalized on it with all their different flavors and stuff.
I think because I think at the time, Ronald Reagan actually popularized the jelly bean.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there was this whole history of the Jelly Bean Company and how it was actually two brothers that had this company at one point, and then they split up, and then one was making stuff on one side of the country, East Coast and West Coast, and then they were never bigger than their own city.
Okay.
But, I guess Ronald Reagan loved jelly belly beans so much that they became a staple.
Okay.
And
this right here. Check this out. Just sprays acid all over him. I love that.
Is it ineffective?
Well, it might have been ineffective, but also in a way, sometimes I think about it because the battle kind of ends shortly after this.
Uh-huh.
I want to say Biollante spraying her acid like that. I don't know if acid technically has any heat properties, or maybe because it's radioactive acid. I don't know. But that could have maybe put Godzilla's temperature over the tip of where it needed to be, because after this, he just walks away. Like right in the middle of the fight, Godzilla just is like, I'm done. I'm just gonna walk away. So in a way, technically, Biollante kind of won. What do you guys think? Do you guys think technically Biollante won? Like Godzilla's not dead, but he did walk away from the fight, and it looked like Biollante was still ready to go if she needed to. So would you guys say Biollante won this fight? I want to say yeah. Because then Godzilla dumps his head into the ocean to cool himself off. But,
Definitely.
Brian, do you want to take a gander in the room and
yeah.
ask me some questions? It's just something to close out the show, since we got about 20 minutes left. I mean, if we go a little over 2 hours, that could always happen too, but we'll just see what goes on.
Yeah.
So, let me go ahead and get you guys set here, just so we don't deal with any footage.
Oh, yeah.
Even though there's footage. And let's just take a gander on in. I did tell Brian that there is Biollante right here that he didn't
That's
see
huge.
earlier. Yeah, it's a big figure, and it has a light effect.
Is that like roses? It almost looks like
It's like Biollante's core,
yeah.
basically. Yeah, it's never really explained what it is, but it's just more or less the core, the power source, I guess, of the monster. But, and then taking a gander on in here, now you see this down here, now you understand that setup completely. Godzilla's covered in the acid, Biollante's shoot. Now, even though that doesn't go with that Biollante figure, what that is actually it's actually a Gundam beam blade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And in all honesty, I was like, it looks so cool that it works. It works with it.
Yeah.
And the color and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So now Brian can piece together.
Yeah.
Yep, Brian can piece together that battle scene now. But is there anything that stands out to you that you have questions on, that you want to know something about? Mechagodzilla, activate.
Is that the original?
Yes, this is the original Mechagodzilla. Yep.
Who's the next one? Yeah.
This one right here, that's Ebera.
Ebera?
Yeah. No, that's the Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. That is actually figure of the year for 2022.
It's really detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out last year, and that won figure of the year last year.
Yeah, I really like that one. Got the insides.
Jonathan saying, yeah, Reagan was huge on jelly beans. Always had them on his desk in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
And Jonathan saying, footage! And then Alex saying, such a great fight. Godzilla vs. Biollante has its moments. It does have great monster battles, that is for sure. Bobby Reynolds saying, let's see. Just talking about a storyline. Alex, I will say either way, win or a draw for Godzilla and Biollante.
Well, does Biollante show up again?
No.
No?
No.
Well, that's just safe to assume she's dead.
Yeah, she just kind of goes back up into space and is never heard of again. That's just kind of been, that's always just been the ending to the movie. Yeah, Biollante has never made another movie appearance. It was this movie and that was it. But a lot of monsters have had just one-offs.
Yeah.
Jet Jaguar here. Jet Jaguar's a one-off. Megalon, he's a one-off, which Megalon is this one here.
Okay.
Megalon is a one-off. Gabra, he's a one-off.
You got a lot of Gabra.
Huh?
Or are there multiple versions of three-headed?
Oh, Ghidra, you mean?
Ghidra.
No, Gabra is this one right here.
Gotcha.
Ghidorah, though? Yeah.
Ghidorah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all different, because that's a Ghidorah from the Mothra trilogy up there. This is the old Showa Ghidorah. This is Ghidorah from 2001. You have Ghidorah from 91. overhead right there.
This one.
And then that Ghidorah changes into this Ghidorah, which is Mecha Ghidorah. And yeah.
Oh, this is the X2?
Yeah, this is the Super X2. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the Super X2. And then that is also down here, right there.
Oh.
And then that's this Godzilla, the 89.
Yeah. I think you can really see the cat likeness.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's right next to other...
For sure. And then what I was talking about earlier. So here's the lineup of Godzillas throughout the years. So you have basically Showa series.
Mm-hmm.
This is an animated Godzilla. Then you have the Heisei series. So here's Godzilla 84. And then here you have pretty much everything else. There's the Heisei series. There's the Showa series. Here's the Millennium series. And then we have Legendary, Reiwa, animated, more legendary, Godzilla Singular Point. So you have all these renditions of Godzilla in different designs and everything. But that is what we were talking about. Was here's the Heisei series. As you can see, the design doesn't change all that much.
Yeah.
And then here's the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Destroya, where he has the orange patches to where he's like heating up. He's getting ready to melt down, basically. So his spines and everything.
That's pretty neat.
It's fun collecting all this stuff, man. It's, it's just what I grew up with, and it's just stuck with me ever since, It's like I love Star Wars, I love Lord of the Rings, all these other IPs, but Godzilla is crowned king around here. Now that you stood up, do you feel it like drop?
I actually feel perfectly
You feel
fine.
okay?
Now that my heartburn's gone, I feel
I
great.
still kind of feel it in my stomach a little bit, especially when I stood up. I was like, it's already moving through the digestive tract.
So what's this?
That is Hedra.
Hedra?
He is the monster of pollution.
Monster of pollution.
He is basically a space alien that came to Earth, and he feeds off of the pollution on the planet.
Okay.
So, but in hence, he creates his own pollution. If he just cleaned up pollution, then that would help Earth out a lot. But the thing is he ends up creating his own that is deadly to everything else. So Godzilla basically stops him. And that movie was done in the 70s, and 71 to be exact. And the message on that one is, save the Earth, quit polluting, recycle. That was the message of that movie, basically.
I saw you had one where he's attacking a submarine.
Oh, yeah. This one right here.
Yeah.
That's the 91
Okay.
Godzilla.
Okay.
That is the 91 Godzilla.
Is that also from this movie?
The tank here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's the old version of it. The
Okay.
version from this movie is actually right here. Those are those laser tanks.
You got all of them.
There's pretty much a representation of everything in my collection except a few things that I don't have, but because that's mainly what I based my collection off of. Is it's all different kinds of figure lines.
Mm-hmm.
You have X Plus, you have NECA, SH Monster Arts, Bandai. I don't just collect one specific line. I have a mashup of everything because I do like the variety of all different Godzilla figures.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see all those different things. You know what I mean? Because if it was all X Plus, it would all be stuff like this, which is like stagnant poses, and they're just statues basically.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have figures that have some articulation, stuff like that. Here's all the beam accessories that we were talking about and stuff like that. So, yeah, because there are collectors out there that just collect a specific line of things, stuff like that. But I like to keep some variety.
Oh, that's really cool. Always
The missiles?
missiles, yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking wild, isn't it? I love that so much. It's almost
too long and unnecessary. Like, I want to say, like, they could have made that just a little bit shorter and still had a cool effect. But for some reason, they just made, like, let's make this the longest smoke stream
Like
ever.
a foot long. Yeah.
Because it does take up a lot of room.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if those were a little shorter, you still probably could have fit maybe another figure in there. But you know what? Whatever. I set this, the way I set that shelf up is for that particular reason, because this is like everyone's firing off their stuff. But yeah, any questions on anything? Is there a figure you want me to talk about before we wrap it up?
I could ask questions all day. But...
You could ask questions all day. But that like so one thing I don't have in my collection is I don't have a rose form Biollante.
Oh, okay.
That is one I don't have, and because they don't make a lot of those. But Mezco, I guess, is finally shipping after what seems like 2 years. Their rose form Biollante, so maybe I'll see that pop up at like the FYE at the Tucson Mall, because every now and then FYE will get stuff in, and I like buying locally.
Yeah.
Because I like, as a collector, I like going out and looking for things.
Yeah.
I do get tired of, okay, add to cart, okay, shipping, okay, whatever. You know, I get tired of like buying online.
Yeah.
And that's mainly the only source for Godzilla stuff is through online.
Yeah.
But I like going out and shopping for stuff. Same thing with physical media. You know, I still like physical media. I still like to go to Best Buy and stuff like that and look through the movies and stuff like, you know, I'm weird. But anyway, you guys, we are almost done here. We got 9 minutes left in the show. Let's see, Jonathan, let's see. Let me catch up on your guys' things here.
That wasn't me.
No, you're good. Gyra just randomly decided to take a tumble. That doesn't happen every day. I was like, what the hell? Oh no! Yeah, my camera stand is not that great. There we go. Everything's falling, and then yeah, he just goes right there. Gyra just took a shelf dive. He felt like he was he felt adventurous.
So who signed this?
That is Robert Scott Field, and he played the android right there.
Oh, okay.
He's an android in that movie, and he played android M11. Really cool guy. He hasn't been to G-Fest in a while, but he was one of those. He would always be at G-Fest. And he was just always a cool guy you could talk to. You know, he had those posters. He has this here that he also signed and stuff for me over here. I do have pictures with him and stuff like that too, but just a really cool down-to-earth guy. What he did a lot at G-Fest was he was an interpreter for a lot of the actors and stuff. Because he lived over there in Japan, and so he could speak the language. So somebody needed a translation or whatever, they would say their sentence in Japanese, and then he would reiterate it in English so everybody could know. And fans would ask questions, and he would ask the questions in Japanese, and then the person would respond, and so on and so forth. So
who's this guy?
That's Baragon.
Baragon.
That is Baragon. Alex saying Biollante needs a comeback. Yes. Alex, question for me. Out of all Super X models, which one is my favorite?
Yeah.
Super X2. I love Super X2. I do love the first Super X, though. But Super X2 takes the cake because I love the fire mirror. The fire mirror is too cool. I like to put Legendary and Rewa in the same boat, says Bobby Reynolds, for eras. That's fair. And then Jonathan, I gotta go, finishing up the last of this shift. Won't make it back before you close out. So later, taters. Have a great rest of the night. Thank you, Jonathan.
Have a good one.
And then Alex, I wonder how a battle between Hedra and Biollante would be like. That would be interesting. Since Biollante is like a plant and Hedra is a monster of pollution, how would Biollante's plant features react to pollution of Hedra's magnitude? Let's see. Bobby Reynolds always talks about like people in figure form. So it's like, you know, what if Brian was made into a figure or I was, and you know, some Godzilla collectors have done that. They've like 3D printed their likenesses into a figure. Rich Iso has done that. Rich from Wisconsin, YMSF has a nice 6-inch Biolante Rose out now. That is true. I forgot about that, Rich. Thank you. And Bobby Reynolds, I said, I guess Gyra is trying to do Gabbera's Bad Day Challenge. Goji Fan 93, he did a series called Gabbera's Bad Day, where he took his Gabbera figure and he just would like, almost like a Toy Story type thing, but just totally comedic and just ridiculous. Like he would always be falling off the shelves, stuff like that. Just ridiculous. Alex, if I remember correctly, I believe Super 7 has the Rose Biolante coming out soon. That's who it is, not Mezco. It's Super 7. Super 7, that is true. And then Alex saying, Kaiju down. Yep, no, that was a random fall. But Gyra has fallen off shelf before. Every now and then his feet just need to be readjusted. But he does like to take a tumble every now and then. Good thing I have carpet. That is the bright side. And I haven't had anybody fall off the ceiling. A lot of people have been betting that Destroya here. This is Destroya, by the way.
Yeah.
So the movie where Godzilla is melting down and stuff, this is who he fights. And Destroya is basically like the devil. I mean, not really, but
what's his origin?
His origin is he's actually like a crustacean life form from the Precambrian era.
Oh, okay.
And he was mutated during the very first Godzilla movie, where they killed Godzilla with the oxygen destroyer. Mm-hmm. And what that is it was like a chemical that killed all the oxygen in the water and also like dissolved any organic material. So that's how they killed the first Godzilla. Destroya, this little life form, was in the area when the oxygen destroyer went off, and over the years it just mutated into this. So Destroya is basically the oxygen destroyer in like monster form.
Oh, okay.
So that's what makes him really a dangerous adversary to Godzilla. So that's whole premise. But a lot of people over the years have dubbed him like he basically looks like Satan. But yeah. But a lot of people have been like, man, you have some guts hanging that SH Monster Arts Destroya from the ceiling. And it's like, the way I have him propped up, and I used fishing line for everything. Uh-huh. I mean, if he ends up falling, he falls. But I like the effect of the flying ones around the room. And I did it in a way to where it was like, I made sure that the ties weren't going to come undone or anything like that.
Yeah, because they were pretty secure there.
Yeah.
Done in front and back.
And now they've been this way for over a year already. So I feel like if somebody was going to fall, probably would have happened already. But all right, guys, we got 3 minutes coming on here before we end the show. And then Zillafan85 saying, remember, you got to say it like Angry Video Game Nerd. Yes. So do you know Angry Video Game Nerd?
I haven't watched him in years.
Okay. He did a Godzilla like review series, and he's reviewed Godzilla video games. But anytime he's mentioned Destroya, you have to always say it like him, which Zillafan85 is correct. So you got to be like, Destroya! You know, that's always just been a thing. That's been the official pronunciation for people here in the States for a long time. Ever since he did it, anytime somebody says, Destroya! That's the way it is. But thank you guys for being here with us tonight on our adventure and everything like that. It was fun, you know, like it was hot and it stuck there for a little bit, but at the same time I'm also rethinking it now and I'm like, it was bad.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse though, right?
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
I think there's at some point your whole mouth just gets saturated and there's
Now, I will say this. Our eyes watered and our noses ran.
Yeah.
But, like, we weren't to the point where... I don't think I wasn't sweating. I wasn't drooling profusely. You know how sometimes you'll eat hot stuff and you're like... you know, and you're just drooling and stuff? It's like, no, that didn't happen. It was just eye water and nose run. So... But it was still hot.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Brian, thank you again.
Yeah. No
Thank you
problem.
again. That was a lot of
Anytime.
fun.
And thanks everyone in the chat.
Yeah, thank you all for the chat, for the
Joining
likes
us.
and everything. You guys are all awesome. Again, I'll state again, Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 50 here. This is going to be the last one for a little bit. I'm going to be taking a break from Kaiju Chill O'Clock for a while. Mainly because I'm kind of having a little bit of creator burnout. So I don't know if Kaiju Chill O'Clock's going to be gone a few weeks, a month. Could be a couple months, but it'll also give me time to dedicate a little bit more into the Tucson Kaiju Festival, which I have coming up in November. And I'll still be doing videos. Like if anything comes in that warrants a box day, anything that warrants a figure review that I get, Figure Talk Tuesdays, those will still be a thing. But Kaiju Chill O'Clock, I'm going to be taking a break from for a little while. At work, schedule is changing. So Kaiju Chill O'Clock, like the days and stuff, that might change. Everything's kind of just in limbo right now. So it might be a while before Kaiju Chill O'Clock makes a comeback, but I would say this was a good episode 50. Did the little Nitro Challenge, the world's hottest gummy bear. Had Brian on, new face on the show. Brian, thank you again for being here. I hope you had fun.
I did have fun. Yeah.
And yes, you guys, thank you all so much. Gojir851 says, awesome show. Have fun on your trip and recharge your batteries. Yes. So thank you guys. And I'm not going to be gone forever. Nope, had a little hiccup there in connection. That's okay. The Kaiju Chill O'Clock will be back. I just don't know when. I just need a good break, a good recharge, a good breathe of oxygen, if you will. Alex, I say Bagan and Destroya would be an interesting battle. That would be considering Godzilla vs. Destroya. One of its scripts was supposed to be Godzilla vs. Bagan, I think. Bagan was a video game adversary to Godzilla.
Oh. Okay.
Back on the Super Nintendo, there was a game called Super Godzilla. And that's where Bagan comes from, and Bagan's just never made it into a movie.
Gotcha.
But he does have a fan base for sure. Rich from Wisconsin, that was one hot episode, you guys. Fun times. Thank you, Rich. And it was a fun time. Thank you, Alex. Thank you guys for your guys' support. We had a fun time. And yeah, so like I said, just, stick with me. Don't unsubscribe or anything like that. Content will still be coming out of the channel. It's just Kaiju Chill O'Clocks I will be taking a break from for, again, I don't know, it could be a month, it could be 2 months, who knows. But I just want to take a nice little major break just because of things going on, changes probably happening at work, and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that this episode was a banger, for sure. Would that be the right term, a banger?
Spicy boy.
Spicy boy, yes. This episode was definitely a spicy boy. So without further ado, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. This is Brian. Thank you for being guest co-host.
No problem.
Like always, you guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to atomic blast that notification bell while you are at it. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Facebook. And don't forget to follow Godzilla Fan Freaks on Instagram. That way you stay up to date with everything that's going on. And without further ado, you guys, we're Godzilla Fan Freaks. And we will catch you guys later. Have a good night. Alex, go to the Tucson Kaiju Festival. Yes, please come to my festival. Please. Love the support. All right, guys, have a good one. All right.